Hello from Cubeus. I am documenting for posterity that I grew about a dozen terrible radishes. I did let them pass their prime on purpose. I decided I would rather have the seeds from the ones that did manage here than put a dozen in a salad. But I want to note for myself what did and didn't work. They were grown in the biggest of the planter boxes that used to be on my balcony in San Cugat del Valles. And the bottom layer was quite rough and quite dirty mulch that I get from the Greenpoint. It's dirty in the sense that you find cigarette butts and like maybe chip wrappers went through somebody's grinder and stuff like that. Sometimes metal that flakes off the container that they put it in. So I just put a layer at the bottom in the way you do when you need to fill it up, and then hope that mostly you're growing on the top layer. I sifted some of our native soil. It's very clay and quite rocky, and I guess what I didn't anticipate is that it makes its own new rocks, even if you try to start with sort of, a medium grade of your own devising. When I watered it, it basically made a new hard layer. And I did mix it in with some, nursery grade potting mix that my husband picked out for me, which was nice of him. He probably, without doing much gardening himself, anticipates that I'm doing it wrong. And so things did grow in that top layer. Nasturtiums go everywhere. They are sort of my insurance policy that there will be something colorful. I'm also, this lantana, which I know Australians aren't fond of, is kind of growing on me. This color is what my mother-in-law picked. I like the kind of purple to yellow range better, but it's flowering and it's here. But anyway, that combination wasn't especially successful. I did have, this is going to end up being green mulch in my shade garden. I did end up having some success with calendula in the same bed, and the flowers on the radishes were pretty, and I resisted the urge to eat the greens when they were growing. I think if I try it again, and I should try it again, maybe I will just eat the greens and recognize that it's going to get too hot and too dry here and either get better about my timing or figure out how to get my own amount of compost into the mix so that it isn't just basically a block of clay when the time of year comes around that I must water, because that is in essence what happens. Or maybe I have to mix the mulch that I'm a little unexcited about with the clay material and hope that the soil balances itself out with that addition of mostly digested material. People who are serious and know what they're doing say if you're not feeding the soil, it's feeding itself. So you do want something, it's eating itself. So you do want something, breaking down or as an organic mix-in component all the time. But it's tricky here, and I'm still figuring it out. I go back and forth from thinking, okay, well, this is the vegetable bread my mother-in-law prepared, and so she must have gotten it ready. And I tried there for a little while, but it turned out to be in a place where watering was kind of a challenge, and it's becoming more of a maybe future chicken area, although I've had a year without chickens already, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen for us. Then I sort of focused my energy on a shady side garden that hadn't ever had much attention because it was basically all material pulled down off the mountain, just trying to extend the area that's on the same level as the house of the terraces. And I don't know, I think I've got I know I've got a lot to learn, and hope you enjoy my guard dog in the background here. This is one of the things about this neighborhood is most people have a fairly intense barky dog. Not most, but a lot of people have intense barky dogs that challenge you if you even walk on the sidewalk outside the house. And we've got neighbors behind us who have dogs that howl and bark and go crazy at 1 and 2 in the morning. I don't know if they are sounding the alarm about the pork singlar, wild pigs, boar, whatever you want to call them, and whether they are doing their job. But pretty much every night they go kind of crazy between 1 and 2 in the morning. So this is one that Elvira picked out, and he's not much of a decoy, but he cracks me up. So that's the tale of radishes, and let's hope that what comes from these little pods does better for me next year. There's an idea of landrace that whatever made it is more likely to make it again, its progeny. I think I will probably just seed directly into the ground in my purple shade garden, because these actually are kind of a nice light purple. And sometimes I think winning is just going to be a matter of getting enough seeds of things that I like and want in the ground. And it's so hot and dry here in its hot, dry months that there isn't really like a big weed suppression problem. Do we have them? Yes, you can even see them in the background here, a place that's hard to reach for me after abdominal surgery that I'm just ignoring. But I think if I keep planting every apple seed from the kitchen, and the bits of tomato that stick to the cutting board, and just put in the things that I want to grow, and sometimes favor them with a little bit of water, maybe I'll have better results. But I sure am relieved that as a modern person, I am not reliant on my own ability to grow food to keep my family alive, because it's really hard here. Okay, that is the story. I guess I will turn around, and you could maybe see down below, covers off the pool, and those black boxes are where they were grown. And I'm trying to work that soil again and maybe give something a shot at it. Strangely, the marigolds are germinating later than I expected, i.e. now, which might be because I've only started watering now at the very, very end of June and beginning of July in earnest, apart from giving fruit trees help periodically. Here comes the local bus, L1, only bus, goes in a circle all day long on a schedule of its choosing. You can make it from our house. We're at the penultimate stop up the mountain, all the way to the Aldi that is nearly in Kunit. And I'm really grateful to have it, because I do walk into town, but it's a hot walk a lot of times of the day. But I'm having some cabin fever here. Going back for medical stuff this week. Nothing serious, but it involves general anesthesia, which always makes me nervous. And hoping all goes well, and touching soil while I can. Bye for now.